Pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Mr. Tommy Lasorda. In the commencement program, there is a biographical summary of Mr. Lasorda's many accomplishments and awards, but I want to share with you a few of his outstanding achievements. Thomas Charles Lasorda was born in Norristown, Pennsylvania. He is a former Major League Baseball pitcher and manager. In 1999, Mr. Lasorda marked his 50th year of involvement in one capacity or another with the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Los Angeles Dodgers organization, the longest tenure of any individual in the Dodgers baseball organization. With Vince Scully joining the Dodgers a year later, Mr. Lasorda broke into the major leagues in 1954 as a left-handed pitcher with the Brooklyn Dodgers. After 2 seasons in Brooklyn, he was traded to the Kansas City Athletics. Mr. Lasorda became the Los Angeles Dodgers manager on September 29, 1976, after Walter Alston retired and led the team to consecutive National League champions in 1977 and 1978. Over 20 years at the helm of the Dodgers, he also led the team to 2 World Series championships, 1981 and 1988. His final game as a manager was a 4-3 victory over the Houston Astros at Dodger Stadium, attendance over 35,000. On June the 23rd, 1996, he officially retired on July the 29th, having compiled a record of 1,599 and a 1,439 record as a manager. His 1,599 career wins ranks 15th all-time in Major League Baseball record history. After retiring, Mr. Lasorda became an executive with the Dodgers. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1997 as a manager. In 1998, the California State University awarded Mr. Lasorda an honorary Doctorate of Humane Letters degree, and in 1999, the Blue Ribbon Committee of Cal State Fullerton front and center recognized Dr. Lasorda as Orange County Person of the Year in recognition of the accomplishments that have made him a national hero and in appreciation for all the local deeds that made him one of Orange County's most beloved, outstanding citizens. Dr. Lasorda was also the manager of the gold medal United States Olympic team in 2000. Tommy Lasorda and his wife, Jo, are longtime residents of Fullerton, and in 2010, they celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Tommy Lasorda.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gordon. After listening to that introduction, I thought I had died. Dr. Gordon, members of the faculty, regents, all of you, I am deeply honored to be here, to be part of this very, very special day for all of you. But when I left the house this morning, I set the alarm for 5 o'clock. My wife said, "Where are you going now?" I said, "Honey, I've got to go over there at Fullerton and speak." She said, "You're not going out and make another talk, are you?" I said, "Yeah, I have to go." She said, "Well, I finally realized after being married to you for 61 years, you love the Dodgers and baseball more than you love me." I said, yeah, but I love you more than I do football and basketball. And I'll tell you, I didn't come here to hear myself speak. I came here to deliver a message of what it's going to take for you to make it in life. You see, I know what it is to be your age, but you don't know what it is to be my age. So I speak to you with a lot of experience. Dr. Gordon spoke about following your dreams. I can remember when I was 15, 16 years old, I used to actually dream that I was pitching for the Yankees. And then I saw Babe Ruth and Gary DiMaggio. They were on my team. Then all of a sudden I felt my mother shaking me, saying, "Wake up, Tommy. It's time to go to school." Why did she take me away from that dream? It was so real. And then years later, I'm warming up in the bullpen in Yankee Stadium. Yogi Berra was the hitter, and the manager walked out to the mound, and he signaled for the left-hander to come in. And I took that long walk from the bullpen to the pitcher's mound. And as I was walking, I looked around like this. And I said, I've been here many times, but in my dreams. So you got a dream. You got once something bad enough, it could become a dream for you. I've been with the Dodgers now for 62 years. In 1963, I was a scout for the Dodgers, making $8,000 a year. And all the scouts were sitting behind home plate at Dodger Stadium, way up on the top. The players looked like midgets. That's how high up I was. And I said to my wife, I said, "You see that dugout over there?" Yeah. I said, "One day I will be managing the Dodgers in that dugout in a World Series." 14 years later, I was managing the Dodgers in that dugout in the World Series against the Yankees. That's a dream come true. That is what you really must have. Now, you have worked hard to get this diploma. You made sacrifices. And today, sitting there, you heard from speakers with so much wisdom to all of you. Utilize it. Believe in it. You can be anything you want to be in this country. All you got to do is you got to want it. You got to pay the price. And the price of success can only come through the avenue of hard work. Self-confidence. I remember when I replaced the manager of Walter Alston, Vince Scully interviewed me. He said, "You're replacing a man that's been here for 23 years. You're replacing a future Hall of Famer. You are replacing one of the greatest managers to ever manage in the big leagues. Don't you feel that there's going to be a lot of pressure on you?" And I didn't even hesitate. I said, "You want to know something, Vinny? I'm worried about the guy who's going to have to replace me." You see, if I thought about who I was replacing, there's a chance I might have felt inferior. But when I thought about the guy who was going to replace me, all of a sudden, I become superior. And you must believe in yourself. Self-confidence is without a doubt what you're going to need. You're going to believe that you can do it. I can remember talking to a team and telling them, just like I'm addressing you, there are three types of people in life. Number one is the one who makes it happen. Number two is the one who watches it happen. And number three is the one who wonders what has happened. You must make it happen. And the only way you can make it happen is you got to believe that you can achieve anything that you want. Nobody's going to stop you from reaching your goals. Nobody will stop you but yourself. You want to think of what you be. You want to do something that you should want to do for the rest of your life. And now you're going to have to go after it. You're out into the big world, the world of your parents and the world of ours. That's a tough world. And you got to be prepared. And if you are not prepared, you'll fall like many on the wayside. Now, I managed the Dodgers for 20 years. In the 20 years I managed the Dodgers, 200 managers were fired. Why? Because they did not win. You got to win. You got to want it. You got to believe in it. And you can achieve it. So remember that. I always like to tell the story about the three young men who were graduating college. And the first father walked up to the first lad and he put his arm around him. He said, "Your mother and I are very proud of you. You got yourself a good education. You made a lot of sacrifices. Here, son, here's a set of keys for a new car." And the second father walked up to the second lad, put his arm around him, said, "You're great. You did it. You worked hard. My wife's gift to you, your mother, is a check for $10,000. Spend it as you see fit." And the third father walked up to the third lad. He put his arms around him and he said, "I love you. You worked hard to get that education. Your mother and I love you so much, so good luck, son." I said, "Hey, wait a minute, Dad. My buddy got the new car. My other buddy got a check for $10,000. You didn't give me anything." And the father said, "That's where you're wrong. I and your mother are giving you a much bigger and a much better present than they received. We're giving you the world. Go out and earn it." And that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to earn it. Nobody's going to hand it to you. You got to go out and earn it. And the only way you can earn it is through self-confidence, pride, dignity, and character. You represent this great university no matter where you go in this world. And when you do, you represent it with a degree of high class. Be proud of this university. They were the ones that gave you the education. Be proud of the teachers who took the time out to teach you how to be successful. So you should be very, very grateful today. But more important, be grateful to your parents who loved you and made you come out and get a good education. So how about a nice round of applause for your parents? I know you're going to run across tough times. Tough times never last, but tough people do. You got to pay the price, and it's only through the avenue of hard work. So today may be the greatest day of your life. After all the hard work and education that you received, now you're going to go out into the big world and utilize it. So remember what happened here for 4 years. You are to be congratulated. I hope and pray that each and every one of you reach your goals in life. And when you go to bed tonight and you thank God for all the good things He's given you in life. Sometimes you might feel cheated, denied, or deprived. But look over your shoulder and see how many people are worse off than you, and then you realize how lucky you are. So when you do say your prayers tonight, if you have any compassion in your heart, you'll say a prayer for Tommy and the Dodgers.
Nothing will. Thank you, Dr. Lasorda, for your inspiring and thought-provoking remarks on how to be successful in your career and in life. It is now my pleasure to announce that Cal State Fullerton is establishing a $25,000 endowed scholarship for a Titan baseball player in the name of Tommy Lasorda to honor Dr. Lasorda and his many achievements. It's now my